Hello everybody, welcome to my latest prototyping live stream. Just going to give it a second so people can join in. Hello everybody, welcome to my and then create a new notebook. I'm going to share the URL at which we're going to host this app. It's going to be that /apps, and we're going to call it lb-dow. Gonna give it a few minutes, wait for people to join in. Gonna put down title here. So what we're gonna build is a very simple LIvebook tug of war, and this is just going to be a simple loading bar that people can move left or right by clicking buttons, and we're also going to add an API. Checking to see that everything's working all right on all the channels. If anybody is watching, say hello in the chat, just so I know that I can start. My latest prototype. Give it a few more minutes. It really would be a lot more fun with a couple of people. Hello, YOLO.ai. Thank you for joining us on the stream today. Us, me, Royal us. We start at 40 past. Yep, we'll give it a couple more minutes, and then we'll make a start. Let me cross-post this actually before we get too far. Right, okay. We are going to make a start, and hopefully if people can join, they will. And if not, we'll try again another day. So we're going to start off by installing some packages, and we're going to need Kino, and we're going to need Kino progress bar, and maybe we'll need plug as well if we get as far as building the API. Now these aren't going to work, but I do have a copy of these from the PR branches, which should work. There we go, cool, right. And with that, we're off to the races. Going to start our game module, which we're now going to write over here. Left module game do. We'll use a gen server. We'll define a start link function, which is going to delegate to gen server dot start link. We're going to start this module. We're going to pass any argument, we don't really care, and then we'll define our init function, which again, we don't care about the argument. We're going to return OK, and we're going to return our self-PID just in case we get up to doing the API. And we're going to return a continue message, where we can do our main setup. And then we define our handler for that continue message. And again, we don't care about the args here because it's all going to go to this same function. And what this function needs to do is set up a few things, and then it's going to present our UI layer, basically. So that'll be our state. We can define a present state function, and that's going to return no reply, comma state, and do some other stuff. But let's set up our state, which will be a map, and inside there we'll have a bar, which will be our Keynote progress bar. And there'll be a new one of those. The value will start off as 50, and in fact, I don't think we need to do that. Probably don't need to do that. Let's do style, and we'll just make it width 100% and height 100%. And we are going to keep track of the value in our state as well, which is going to start at 50. Now we're going to define a couple of operations. So do a quick map in here, and it's going to be left. The left operation is going to be an anonymous function that takes the first argument and subtracts one from it. And the right one is going to be an anonymous function that takes the first argument and adds one to it. So these will move the progress bar left and right. So we pop these in an array. So we do ops.left, and we'll do state.bar ops.right. And we can pipe these into a map function. We're just going to enumerate over all of these, and we're going to say, in fact, no, let's not enumerate over them like this. Let's have the actual key here. And we can do, we'll take a side when is atom side. And so if we get a side, then we will do something, and otherwise for any other term, so our bar will just return it as it is. But for each side, we want to create a Keynote button. And the button's going to have a poll label, and it's going to tap that into keynote.control.subscribe, first argument, and it's going to it's going to send the side message, which we can handle later. Now we're going to take all of these and pipe them into a Keynote grid layout, which is going to have 2 columns. No, 3. Let's have 3 columns, and we're going to have a template, which is going to be a flex grid template. So 1FR, 20FR, 1FR. So we're going to have narrow columns at either end for the buttons and a wide one for the progress bar in the middle. And we do keynote.render. And that should display our basic UI. Now what we need to do is we need to add a handler for the buttons, because we've got unexpected messages and they don't do anything right now. So we're going to def handle info, and those send a side message with some other metadata that we don't care about at the moment, and we get our state there as well. And what we're going to do is take our state, we're going to pipe it into map.update, and we're going to update the value, and we're going to use ops at side. So we're going to grab this unused ops map from here, and we're going to bring it down into here. There are different ways of doing this. We could have pattern matched on the keys as well, but for now it should be fine. And then we'll pipe that again into our present function, which we need to update. So it does keynote progress bar dot update, and I'll take the bar from the state, and I'll take the state dot value, and we'll keep the max as 100. So that should do the trick. We pull that left, and we pull that right, and we can configure a deployment here. We're going to call it LBTOW, and we're going to only render rich 0 downtime, save, and we're going to launch preview, open in a fresh tab, and there we go. We've got a working application. And if you are on the live stream, you can check the link which I put in at the top and join me on here. I'll give you a second, and hopefully we can play tug of war together. Okay, this seems to be just me on here, but we can still test it out. We can get a fresh window, and we'll copy the link from here, create a new window there, and we can just join that same session with the application. The bar loads at the same value as we have over there. Make this window a bit smaller, and we can see that when I tap it here, changes, and when I tap it here, changes in the other window. Now we can go a little bit fancier with this, and we can add a very simple API. So we can do keynote.proxy.listen, and we'll do an fn that takes a construct, and we go there. We'll do plug.con. Send resp, and that will send a response to the connection, and it will send a this will be the default case. So let's send a 404, and I will do not found, and we can save that, and we can relaunch a new version. And if we go to our URL here, it'll be /proxy/apps. Don't need a session in there. And we can create a little API client here. Do a fresh new request there. And we can see we've got a 404 not found. Now if we add an additional clause here, and what we can do is we can say we'll pattern match on, I think it's called path info. I always forget, but I think it's in the documentation here. Yeah, path info. And we're going to match, we're going to capture the side, and it'll be /pull. And we'll pop that in there. And what we will do is we will do a plug.con.send resp, and we'll send a 200, and we'll send OK, but also we will send ourselves a message. So that second parameter that we introduced there, the self, we are going to actually capture it now as our own PID, process ID, and we'll send to ourselves a message, and it'll be a tuple. The first element of that will be the side, but we'll do string dot to atom. Let's do to existing atom, because atoms aren't garbage collected, so we don't want to introduce a memory leak. And the second parameter we don't care about, so we'll just send nil. So now when we get requests to here, they should be sent to our handler here and increment or decrease the move our rope, our bar left or right. Except I've introduced some slight error. What is it? Oh, yeah, because I'm matching without capturing the overall con. There we go. Right, okay, so that's still running. It's working as it should be. Let's relaunch it and have a look here, and we can refresh. We'll push it way up high, and then we can go to our API and do /left/pull. That should give us 200 OKs, and we do that a whole bunch of times. And when we go back to our bar, we can see that it's changing. And in fact, we can extract this one, pop it there. Extract this one, pop it there. And come on. We can see it in real time. And this will work with any other API client. All you have to do is hit those URLs, and we're done. Now, obviously, this is a very simple example, but we've built an application with a UI and an API, and we've deployed it from scratch in 15 minutes, give or take. I think that's pretty cool. I'm very excited about it. But for now, that is the end of our stream.